Hey, this is Jeff with Charleston Plus, and in today's video, I'm going to take a closer look at the Cooper River corridor, the Charleston Neck area, and up the river toward Westrock Paper Mill. Let me just quickly show you an overview of the area. This is the Ashley River right here, forms one side of this Charleston Peninsula. And then there's the Cooper River that forms the other side of the Charleston Peninsula, along with the Wando River that comes in between Mount Pleasant and Daniel Island, and they meet up, and all three rivers form the harbor. So this area right in here is generally, this particular area is referred to as the Charleston Neck. It's the shortest place between the Ashley and Cooper River, and that's kind of extends up to Magnolia Cemetery, and then up the North Charleston area. And this is the old Navy base, and we're going to go up to about here and just concentrate on this side of the river. So let's jump on to Google Maps. This part of Charleston right here, the Charleston Peninsula, and this area in here is really the iconically associated part with Charleston, where there is, all the old historic houses, the big beautiful houses, the attractions, the market, everything that people associate with Charleston. This is a tourist destination. As you work your way up the peninsula, this is the east side of Charleston, and this is north central.
I'm behind the Royal American, a kind of divey bar on Morrison Drive. A lot of new restaurants in this area close into the bridge. Generally what people refer to as the Neck starts here, or maybe a little more west of here, and goes on up into Charleston. And that's pretty much the area between the Ashley and Cooper rivers. As it thins out, it's called the Neck. But a lot of development has been happening close in here. It's close to downtown, and so they've built a lot of mid-rise, 4-, 5-, 6-story apartment condo complexes with mainly studios and one-bedrooms. They're kind of going for an affordable, younger crowd that, is close to downtown and the colleges and the service industry and everything. But they've used up what space they can and repurposed buildings, and, it's developing pretty nicely.
Just a little farther up is the cemetery complex, Magnolia Cemetery, Morris Brown, Bethany, St. Lawrence. All along the marsh, the Magnolia Cemetery is absolutely beautiful. Great place to go walking, and just quiet, as you would expect, and just beautiful with huge oak trees and moss hanging from them, and marsh scenes. Old history, lots of ironwork, and something, if you're a fan of cemeteries like me, I like to check out cemeteries, especially big ones and historic ones. You'll enjoy it. Again, if that's your thing. Not everybody wants to check out a cemetery, but I like it. Magnolia Cemetery is right here along the river, and then you have Shipyard Creek that comes in, and there's dredging operations going on based out of there, and pile driving and other businesses. And then you have the City Marina, which you can actually go back to and walk out on the piers. That's owned by the county. And then you come up to this area here. This complex is the Federal Agent Training Center, where they train the Border Patrol, U.S. Coast Guard, I'm sure other federal officers. And there's other units stationed there as well. And then you have the shipbuilding yards and terminal operations. And Detyans Shiyard, which is one of the biggest operations on the East Coast for upfitting, repair, shipbuilding. And the former Navy base closed down in '95. Part of the 93 realignment of bases, and the company, Noisette Company, had a grand plan and design and started to execute it, but the recession of 2008 kind of kiboshed that, and but they got the ball rolling and started the engine, and it's definitely gone through a lot of redevelopment. After the Riverfront Park and Noisette Creek, it's pretty much waterfront facilities all the way up to the Mark Clark Bridge and Westrock Paper Mill. You've got storage tanks, warehouses, and more storage tanks, an oil storage facility, and then you have Montague, East Montague, which turned into a kind of a hip, trendy kind of place in North Charleston. Lots of restaurants in here, and Majarua, great place, and other restaurants and shops. And that goes into the Park Circle neighborhood, which is a pretty hot real estate market. And it's an old community, built in the early 1900s up through the 50s. Lots of cool old houses, and it's pretty sought after place in North Charleston. Property values are really good, and it was a planned garden community in the early 1900s. So they were kind of way ahead of their time. There's the main circle, and there's a disc golf course around it and other parks, and then the roads shoot off. You've got 8 roads that shoot off in different directions, and then the roads circle around from there. So if you back out, you can kind of see there's another little circle over here. This is still part of Park Circle. The Creative Arts School is there, and if you switch to satellite, you can kind of see. Coming up to the 526 Mark Clark Expressway, there's a small park in here where people fish, and it's a beautiful little creek, Philbin Creek, that winds up into here, and in the shadow of the paper mill and the bridge. And this is the paper mill, Westrock. If you've never been off the 526 to wander and explore this part of North Charleston and Charleston, you should do it. There's a lot of beauty in the industrial landscape, and there's a lot to explore history. Have lunch on Montague Avenue and Park Circle. Go to the new waterfront park, wander around the Navy Base and the streets, and go down Sproul. There's a lot to see, and I particularly enjoy this area. If you liked the video, like it, and subscribe to my channel. I'll have more videos on the Low Country in Charleston. Again, thanks for watching.